Have you ever wondered if space has been screaming this entire time, and we've only just learned how to listen? That sounds impossible. After all, everyone knows sound can't travel through the vacuum of space. So how could planets, stars, and even our own sun have voices? The answer uncovers a hidden side of the universe that most people never hear about. And once you hear it, you'll never think about space the same way again. Here's the strange part. Silence and sound aren't the same thing. Sound is created when something vibrates. Those vibrations travel through air, water, or any other material until they reach your ears. In space, there are almost no molecules to carry those vibrations. That's why astronauts floating outside a spacecraft would hear absolutely nothing, even if a massive explosion happened only a short distance away. But that doesn't mean the planets are silent. Every world in our solar system is constantly producing invisible electromagnetic waves. They're impossible for human ears to detect, yet spacecraft equipped with specialized instruments can capture them. Scientists then translate those signals into audible frequencies, turning invisible energy into eerie sounds we can finally experience. And this is where it gets weird. Instead of the peaceful silence we imagine, every planet has its own unique soundtrack. Some hum softly, others crackle with electricity. A few produce sounds so unsettling they seem pulled straight from a horror film. But none of them compare to the object that powers our entire solar system. The sun isn't just shining above us. It's performing a never-ending cosmic symphony. And once you hear what it sounds like, everything you thought you knew about our nearest star begins to change. What happens next changes everything. The sun may look calm from 150 million kilometers away, but beneath its glowing surface, colossal rivers of superheated plasma are constantly crashing into one another. Those violent movements generate powerful electromagnetic waves that ripple throughout space. When scientists convert those signals into sound, the result isn't explosive at all. It's a slow, haunting hum that feels strangely peaceful, almost like the universe is taking a deep breath. But that's not even the craziest part. As we move farther from the sun, every planet reveals a completely different personality. Mercury whispers with faint crackles, like icy wind echoing across a deserted mountain. Venus replaces that with deep metallic drones that resemble an abandoned factory coming back to life. Then comes Mars. Thanks to NASA's Perseverance rover, we've already heard real sounds from its surface. But from space, Mars tells a different story. Its translated signals resemble relentless howling, as though an invisible storm is sweeping across an empty world. And this is where it gets weird. The giant planets don't just make sounds. They unleash entire electromagnetic storms. Jupiter erupts with bursts of radio energy so intense that spacecraft have recorded terrifying shifts from piercing high frequencies to thunderous, earth-shaking booms. Saturn is somehow even stranger. Its haunting pulses rise and fall like a mechanical voice trapped inside a violent windstorm, creating a melody that sounds more like the soundtrack of a science fiction nightmare than anything nature should produce. But if those worlds sound unsettling, the outer edge of our solar system is hiding something even more mysterious. And that's when everything takes an unexpected turn. Beyond Saturn, the solar system becomes quieter, but somehow even more unsettling. Uranus produces an intense rushing sound, almost like placing your head into a powerful jet stream. Neptune is different. Its translated signals are smoother and calmer, carrying an eerie rhythm that strangely resembles distant ocean waves. Then there's Pluto. Although it's no longer classified as a planet, scientists couldn't resist listening. What they discovered was unforgettable. Its haunting tones echo like ancient church bells drifting through deep space, blended with mysterious electronic whispers. The result feels less like science and more like standing inside an abandoned cathedral at the edge of the universe. But here's the strange part. What does our own planet sound like from space? You might expect Earth's soundtrack to be comforting. Instead, it's surprisingly chaotic. Translated electromagnetic waves create bursts of static, distorted pulses, and rhythmic interference that almost resemble traffic rushing down a motorway. It sounds busy, restless, and constantly changing, perhaps the perfect reflection of the civilization covering its surface. Then comes the biggest twist of all. These aren't recordings of air carrying sound through space. They're invisible electromagnetic signals transformed into something our brains can finally understand. In other words, we've never truly heard the planets. We've translated a hidden language the universe has been speaking all along. And that raises one final question. If every world has its own unique voice today, what will Mars sound like 100 years after humans begin changing it? Will we leave our mark on another planet's cosmic song, or discover that it was singing to us long before we arrived? Because maybe the universe has never been silent. Maybe we've only just